Welcome back. Let's bring you an update now from the sports desk. Of course, you might be wondering why I was sitting on the couch. Well, what better way to have a conversation about Formula One than on the couch? Carlos Sainz Jr. will be looking to claim the checkered flag for Ferrari in Austin tonight as he starts the US Grand Prix in pole position. He finished ahead of his teammate Charles Leclerc in the qualifying rounds. Meanwhile, Red Bull's Max Verstappen came in third place, but he'll be starting at number 2 on the grid as Leclerc is set to serve a 10-second penalty. Mercedes' Sir Lewis Hamilton will be starting third behind Sainz and Verstappen because of Leclerc's penalty. But now this race is coming at a time when Red Bull is facing budget cap breach criticism, with some team principals even calling for harsh punishment for the reigning world champions. So joining us now to discuss the race and the budget cap drama is our regular analyst, Lufefe Mayekiso, as well as South African racing champion Bashobonke Sipuka. Bashobonke coming to us, of course, from Gqeberha. A very good morning to both of you, gentlemen. Lufefe, I'm going to start with you since you are here. Austin Grand Prix, really, I think a lot of people wouldn't have expected to see anything different in terms of Ferrari and Red Bull sitting in the front row or even in the top 3 of that grid. Are we expecting any surprises in terms of the end of the race?
Mercedes looks strong, once again. But we've seen it before. You and I have had these discussions. So let's be quietly optimistic. But they're not that far off compared to other venues that we've seen this year.
Chops, you know, we're seeing a Red Bull that is essentially just having the time of its life this season. They are doing so, though, under a dark cloud now because people are asking, are they really this good because they are this good, or are they this good because they spent a whole lot more money than they should have? Now, before we get to the budget cap discussion, you know, Lufefe is saying that Mercedes is looking good. We are still waiting for Sir Lewis Hamilton to win his first race of the season. Can we potentially see that happening either in Austin or somewhere in one of the America's Grand Prix?
Well, you're quite right by saying we can expect him to be winning one of the races. I think in Austin he's got a bit of a chance. The cars are very close. What we're not sure of is the race pace, because in the long runs, they're not so mighty than what they are now. So I think if we just look back, the chances are they are a very good force to be reckoned with. The race pace, you can tell it a notch about 2 seconds off what they are doing now. I mean, they're on 134s, they'll probably be on 136s in the race pace. And then it's all going to be about degradation on the tires and who can save the tires best. The best car that we can see on the grid, Mercedes is good at that. Ferrari not so good. But the Red Bull's very mighty in all aspects of race trim.
Chops, we are down to, I think, the last 4 races of the season, including Austin. The championship has already been won, again, albeit under a dark cloud. So you would imagine that this last stretch, the business end of the races is an opportunity for the top 3 teams, top 4 teams to now start learning where they went wrong, what to do better going into 2023. What are the lessons for Red Bull, firstly, Ferrari, who looked like a team that could upset Red Bull, Mercedes, who've just had a shocker this entire year, and perhaps we can throw in someone like a McLaren in there who, although they've struggled with Daniel Ricciardo, they have had Lando Norris looking there or thereabouts. So what becomes the lessons in the last couple of races that teams can take going into next season?
Very simple. The other guys that to sharpen their pencil, they didn't do what they needed to do before. Mercedes-Benz was caught with their pens down. This budget thing is so much of an issue. I don't really think it's so much of an issue, because wherever there are rules that are left to be interpreted by man without being very galvanized, you're always going to find this. Mercedes got away with the DES system, and there was also a technicality there. Red Bull fought them. Red Bull now is winning. Mercedes is fighting Red Bull. So Red Bull has done their best. And I think, in all essence, what Red Bull can take here is that they should go lean on their budget, to say the least. But it was something that could never been policed or seen, to say the least, because it's all about gardening leave. It's all about spending money in areas such as company tax. So nobody saw that in the rule book, and nobody crafted it well to try and police that area. So it's a question of, are they going to get a slap on the wrist? Are they going to get a fine? But there's no way that they're going to take points from that team. And obviously there's this sad moment where the team principal now is sort of passed on. So I think there's going to be a little bit of an emotional side to whatever the penalties might be that will also drive that factor home that the man has plowed in a lot of money into the sport in general. So they'll probably be very lenient, but they'll give them a fine, they'll pay the fine, and the deal is over.